All right, we're going to talk about the article, how Apple got everything right by doing everything wrong. The article starts off talking about the Silicon Valley approach to things. They like to embrace open platforms, trust the wisdom of their crowds, and treat their employees like gods. Apple does none of these, though, but they are still successful. Apple has been so successful, they have a market cap of $105 billion, which puts them ahead of Dell and behind Intel. iPod has 70% of the market of MP3 players. They have an army of fans just dying to buy anything that comes out by Apple. And they've been able to succeed because Steve Jobs is such a great motivator. He just doesn't believe in coddling his employees, and they do things the old-fashioned way by sweating and bleeding and keeping everything closed in and closed up. And we're now going to talk about the reaction to Apple and Steve Jobs.
Alright, what Apple's doing does make a lot of sense in some ways because Steve Jobs has created this environment of not coddling his employees, and he's produced all these strict deadlines for the employees to follow. And so by doing this, he can get the employees to do more than they ever thought was possible. He's made it possible that they're trying so hard to meet the deadline that they can do what they didn't think they could be done, and so that'll produce more productivity out of his workers. And he's also installed a big sense of secrecy in the company. And this makes sense in some ways because, if you're in charge of designing a power cord, you don't need to know all the details of the operating system. It's a lot easier for you if you can just focus on your one specific job and be more specialized with that, and then not have to worry about the rest of the project. And this will also give Apple a competitive advantage over everyone else because no one knows what they're about to come out with until they've actually got it working, and then everyone else has to try and scramble and make up their own copies of the same project. So a lot of what Apple's doing in the market does make a lot of sense, but they do have some problems as well.
Imagine some terrible things happen to Apple company. For example, if Steve Jobs died in a car accident or heart attack, what will happen to Apple? First, Apple will no longer be attractive to best engineers. Second, because there will be no so many new ideas, Apple may become a normal company. OS X will be able to run on Windows system, and other MP3 player will emulate Apple so that Apple is no longer so popular. Music downloading from iTunes website will decrease greatly, and Apple has to open iTunes website to other MP3 player in order to increase its income.